Part 3 of Battle of the Atom takes place in the pages of X-Men number 5. After young Scott and Jean escaped in the previous issue, the X-Men of the present and future decide how to best chase after them. The newly revealed future Jean Grey says that she and future Xavier can telepathically track the two. Beast also reveals a secret project he has been working on, a new generation of plane called the Dove. Most of the group embarks, ready to track down the past X-Men. On the run, young Scott and Jean change out of their uniforms because they are worried about trackers embedded in them. They also steal a motorcycle and hit the highway. The two attempt to brainstorm potential allies, but are cut short when they see the X-Men. Using a Cerebro spike, the future grandson of Xavier was able to pinpoint their location. Rather than get caught, the two attempt to make a break for it off-road. A brief fight ensues, but Jean and Scott end up being surrounded on all sides by X-Men. Meanwhile, back at the Jean Grey school, Rachel Grey and Kitty Pryde try to relax with some leftovers. The two seem unsure about forcibly sending the original 5 back to their own time. Rachel especially feels like they deserve to make their own choice. With that realization, she asks Kitty if she is up for doing something reckless. The two women fly into the conflict and jump to the aid of young Jean and Scott. Rachel attempts to help Jean psychically guard herself against the telepaths pursuing her. While Kitty argues with the X-Men, the future Xavier realizes something is wrong. Young Scott and Jean have escaped again. As the issue ends, the two teen X-Men are heading towards the ruins of Utopia. Jean says that she has found some potential allies, who are revealed to be old Scott and his uncanny X-Men.
The way this event is progressing, it's like the Jean and Scott are just going to be jumping from team to team, and...
Well, I don't know if it'll be both Jean and Scott. I think Jean will, for sure.
Be passed along between everyone? Or is she running away from everyone?
Yep. Next up, she's got to team up with the kids from the Wolverine school.
It's a good way to get the entirety of the X-Men universe involved in this event.
Well, I think it's only a matter of time until like Mystique and those guys jump in, because we need some like actual villains.
It's true. I do feel that so far we haven't had too much conflict. It's just been chasing Jean, really.
Yeah, there was like a brief little scuffle in this one. Young Scott, I guess, shot Beast.
Didn't really seem to do much. I guess Rachel also flies through Big Iceman, and that doesn't really do much in the long grand scheme of things.
Yeah, if we want to take a look at like Rachel's decision to, I guess, assist young Jean, and she and Kitty kind of come to this conclusion together, and it's while they're eating noodles. What do you think of it?
I really like these personal scenes that this X-Men series has, where they're just doing regular things and they have a chance to actually talk things out and you better understand the characters. And I completely see where Rachel is coming from. You know, based off her past, it makes sense that she wants them to choose what happens.
Give them choice. What I don't like is a theme for the X-Men series in general has been like leadership. Yeah. So this is where Rachel's finally going to step up and challenge Storm's leadership on this one decision?
Well, I think it's like a culmination, right? Rachel, her existence could be considered like a threat to the space-time continuum in a way. And so she feels that if she got the choice, they should get the choice too.
I was also curious, why did Kitty Pryde go along with this plan? I mean, she seemed to have made up her mind 2 issues earlier that she was okay sending them back.
Being their mentor, I think she's gained a closer relationship to these younger members than the rest of the X-Men have. And I think she, after hearing what Rachel said, understands the need for respecting their choice to some degree and having more of a conversation about it as opposed to where it just seems that they're trying to force them through.
Understandable, I guess. I thought it was pretty funny that when after Rachel crashes the party and starts like an argument with this new Xavier and, you know, Storm and everybody else, both young Jean and Scott are able to escape again, like just underneath everybody's noses.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
I guess they used some telepathic tricks, but still.
You have all these X-Men there. I guess everyone's distracted that well. I don't know.
They're like Bonnie and Clyde. Throughout this issue, you know, stealing clothes, bonding.
That was so classic. I wanted the Jean and Hank relationship to develop because I thought that was something that was new. But I kind of can see the merits of letting a young Jean and young Scott relationship develop, because for newer readers, it's a way for them to see this classic X-Men relationship develop before their eyes, you know?
And new writers can give their own take to it as well.
That's very true.
We'll have to wait and see what happens when you throw old Scott into the mix as well. Next issue. As a grade, though, for X-Men number 5, what would you give it?
I give this issue a 3 out of 5. I have really enjoyed this event so far, but I'm also ready for a bigger conflict to emerge, and I felt that at least by the 3rd issue that would have happened.
I'm going to give it a 3 as well. I completely agree with you. More needs to happen. This was just another chase scene, just like in the last issue, and Scott and Jean got away again, just like in the last issue.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics review of Battle of the Atom Part 3, X-Men issue number 5. Before we go, we have a question for you.
With young Scott and young Jean, many new readers are getting to see this classic relationship for the first time. What other classic comic book relationships would you want to see?
I think after the end of Superior Spider-Man, it's very possible that Peter Parker and Mary Jane are going to see their relationship become an item again, and new readers are going to get to see that develop.
I'd personally like to see kind of Lois Lane, Clark Kent, Superman relationship again.
Leave your own answer in the comments below. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up.